खान का खेल खत्म, नया पाकिस्तान अलविदा टू इमरान। Imran all set to retire hurt. Political quake shivers Imranistan. Endgame Imran Khan.
Now, Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan faces no trust vote today. In fact, the opposition now continues to mount pressure on Imran Khan to submit his resignation. Pakistan's Army Chief General Bajwa is also in contact with Imran Khan, who he in fact even met on Wednesday at his residence. The opposition needs a majority of 172 assembly legislators backing the no confidence motion, whereas Imran Khan needs also 172 votes in favor of him or against this motion of the opposition. It must reach the 172 mark. If not, Imran Khan, if he does not achieve those numbers, then he could be voted out. Pakistan Prime Minister is now strategizing how best to beat this no-trust vote. PTI MNAs have already been ordered to skip the voting session. This is in order to mitigate in case chances of PTI dissenters secretly casting votes in favor of the opposition. Now, if Imran Khan loses the vote, a united opposition could form the government. The leader is likely to face arrest over foreign funding case. Imran Khan could very carefully craft his exit from Pakistan to even escape the trial. In fact, this has been looming large for almost a week and more now. Imran Khan has been facing a trust deficit among his own party members. Several of his own party members have defected and have already decided to vote in favor of the united opposition. Imran Khan has several allegations looming over him, including that of swindling foreign funds. This is the allegation, and he could also possibly face arrest. Now, there are several possibilities for Imran Khan. One, he steps down himself, or he's voted out by the opposition in a day's time. This either will happen. In fact, opposition is already putting pressure on Imran Khan to step down and resign because he's already lost faith among the party members itself. Many of his own party members have now lost trust and faith in his leadership and have decided to vote in favor of the united opposition.
Your Excellency is distinct.
Now, there are several questions on what next for Imran Khan. It clearly looks like there are a few scenarios that could unfold, and that could be the united opposition could form the government. This is a possibility here. We're also seeing a possibility where Imran Khan, who's likely to face arrest over foreign funds case, could very carefully craft his exit from Pakistan. In fact, he's been embroiled in this case for a while now, and this would also mean that soon after he's voted out, he could possibly be on his way out, only to escape the trials in Pakistan over this foreign funding case. Now, Imran Khan is also likely to quit his post as the Prime Minister of Pakistan if at all he loses majority. Imran Khan, of course, to lose trust vote if he does not step down. Either ways, it appears that he does not have the numbers. Even if he decides to wait for the trust vote, it still appears that the chances are bleak. And even if at all he's looking at the scenario that unfolds before him, if he willingly steps down, that will still mean an end to his regime. Well, we're looking at Imran Khan now, who is likely to face this trust vote test in just hours from now. It's going to be a very big moment for Pakistan indeed. He will not be completing his 5-year term if at all he's voted out. Omar Qureshi, who is joining us, a Pakistan journalist right here on India Today, to give us a perspective. Omar, give us an understanding. Imran Khan's fate in just a few hours' time will be made clear. What are the options before him? And give us an understanding. What is the reason he's fallen out of favor from his own party members?
Actually, in a few hours, they're going to have a debate on the resolution. The actual vote is probably going to be taking place over the weekend. But
right.
You're right in saying that he doesn't have the numbers. It's very unlikely that he's going to win the vote of no confidence. It is a possibility that he might step down, but knowing him, he's not going to go down without a fight. So he doesn't have the numbers as things stand. You might have heard yesterday that the MQM party broke ranks with the government yesterday, so they have enough votes now. The opposition has enough votes to vote him out. The possibilities after that would be that, according to the constitution, that the opposition would get the chance to bring in their own PM. They already have nominated Shehbaz Sharif, who is Nawaz Sharif's younger brother, as their nominee, and they seem to have the votes for that. If for some reason they don't have the votes and if they can't get their own PM, then the president has the authority to dissolve parliament and call early elections. But that, I think, is a far-fetched possibility right now. You also mentioned the foreign funding case. The foreign funding case has been going on for some time. He's a PM, but the opposition complains that it hasn't been heard properly. I'm not sure if he's going to be facing arrest on that anytime soon. But yeah, if the government changes, then as it happens in this part of the world, if governments change, then cases, their direction can change as well.
Right. Omar.
Yeah.
All right. From what we see is that your Army Chief General Bajwa has been meeting with Imran Khan. There seems to be some kind of communication, and we know for a Pakistan Prime Minister to be in favor or to be in good terms with the Army Chief is going to take the person a long way. Here, Imran Khan seems to have that kind of support from General Bajwa. What does that really mean? Will that really translate into him staying in power?
Actually, yeah, he met him yesterday following this happened when one of the parties withdrew support, and that is when he lost his parliamentary majority. In fact, reports in the media suggest here that he doesn't have the support anymore. So, it's a moot point whether he still has his support or not. And like I said, there's more to it actually than just the military. The economy has not been doing that well of late. There's been rising fuel prices. There's a lot of resentment and disgruntlement. Also, you have to remember that his own party did not have the majority in parliament. They had to rely on small parties with a handful of votes. They've all, the allies and a couple of them, crucial ones, have left him. Let's see what happens. Unlikely that he's going to survive as a PM.
All right, that's how you look at it. But Omar, I'd like you to stay with us. In fact, we hear the United States has also now called Imran Khan's bluff here on the so-called foreign conspiracy to oust him. In fact, he's constantly said over the last few days that it's foreign funding coming in and foreign conspiracy only to push him out of power. US State Department spokesperson has in fact told India today that there is no truth to Imran Khan's claims of a foreign-backed plot. On Sunday, Prime Minister of Pakistan made the sensational claim during a massive show of strength in a rally in Islamabad. Imran Khan had claimed that a foreign-funded conspiracy was behind this no-confidence motion against him. On Wednesday, in a series of meetings, Imran Khan showed the letter to the cabinet members, Army Chief, ISI Chief, and a few journalists as well. And the writer and the recipient of this letter are still unknown, but Imran Khan has claimed that people behind this letter are unhappy with his foreign policy. Pakistan Prime Minister is all set to introduce the letter to the members of Pakistan's National Assembly during an in-camera session. And according to reports, the letter claims that Imran Khan's ouster will reduce Pakistan's international problems. The letter mentions Imran's recent Russia visit, signaling at Western annoyance over Imran's foreign policy.
Foreign imported crisis. ये एक बाहर से साजिश है पाकिस्तान के खिलाफ। तो ये जो साजिश है, ये इंशाअल्लाह मैंने मेंशन किया कि मेरे पास डॉक्यूमेंट है। वो आज डॉक्यूमेंट मैं सीनियर जर्नलिस्ट को अब दिखाऊंगा। हमारी एलाइड पार्टीज है, उनमें से एक-एक को बुलवाऊंगा, बताऊंगा कि ये डॉक्यूमेंट रियल है।
हमारे मुल्क में बाहर से पैसे की मदद से हुकूमत तब्दील करने की कोशिश की जा रही है। पैसा बाहर से, पैसा बाहर से है, लोग हमारे इस्तेमाल हो रहे हैं, ज्यादातर अनजाने में, लेकिन कुछ जानबूझ के ये पैसा इस्तेमाल कर रहे हैं हमारे खिलाफ।